Good evening, YouTube. This is Brave Council, and welcome to part 8 of our Antarctic Civilization series. In parts 1 to 7, we have covered what appears to be the discovery of vast structures on the continent, and also the bizarre visits to Antarctica by some of the world's great influencers. Next, we covered the voyages of Admiral Richard Byrd and his incredible encounters with advanced Nazi technology, forcing the great admiral into a full retreat. And finally, speculation that an advanced Nazi base once existed after World War II. If you enjoy this video, please like, share and subscribe, and consider becoming a patron of the channel at the link below. In tonight's episode, we will be exploring the history of bases set up in Antarctica, both admitted and secret alike. We will look at rumours of advanced technology and even more recent claims of alien or ancient civilizations found on the continent. Finally, we will discuss what may be found during the future exploration of that dark, forbidding continent. The first bases to be officially set up were during the heroic age of Antarctic exploration in the 19th century, with the first permanent base, Omond House, being erected in 1903. The official reason for the base was for meteorological research, but in reality it was just part of an overall push by the world's superpowers to map, explore and control the world and its resources. Once initial exploration was undertaken and resources identified, the major powers began to circle the continent, ready to pounce. Many official stations were set up, but also top-secret bases with secret missions hidden to this day. The most famous pre-World War II example is the secret base set up by the Nazis in New Schwabenland and funded and planned by the Führer himself. Some say the base was a hideout for Hitler's U-boat wolf packs who wreaked havoc during World War II, whilst others have claimed alien and ancient technology was found and research was being undertaken by the Nazis' mystical Ann Arbor Society, looking for super weapons to dominate the world. Then we move to the end of World War II and the storming of Berlin by the Red Army. The Nazis had lost World War II, but what if the Führer had escaped unharmed? Many say he fled to Argentina with other well-known high-ranking officials, but was this simply a stepping stone to the final destination of his Antarctic superfortress, pre-built for his arrival? It certainly seems powerful elements of the Nazi regime survived, and when Admiral Byrd's fleet received orders to investigate, there were reports of a full retreat and losses of both men and equipment. Was some form of truce entered into after World War II? Let me know in the comments what you think. Next, we move to the modern day and further reports of modern bases and ancient civilizations alike. Nowadays, private expeditions do not happen, and any bases are now government controlled. What are they hiding in Antarctica? David Wilcock and Corey Good believe an ancient civilization has been found, flash frozen beneath the ice, belonging to a group they refer to as the pre-Adamites. They believe this is one reason the public are not allowed to visit certain parts of the continent. Let's listen to what David Wilcock has to say about the pre-Adamites in Antarctica.
Pre-Adamites in the ice. Sigmund revealed that he had been stationed at several classified military installations in Antarctica. He had spent time in the very area where the Anshar Inner Earth Group had taken me on a reconnaissance flight. He stated that an extremely ancient series of cities had been discovered flash frozen deep under the ice shelf. He confirmed that there were also many animals and pre-Adamites preserved in the ice. He described the pre-Adamites as beings with elongated skulls, with strangely proportioned bodies that were obviously not designed for Earth's gravity and atmospheric pressure. It does appear that some of these groups were giants by our standards. Other hybrid groups may have been bred to have more conventional heights and or adapted to Earth's gravity over time by becoming shorter. According to Sigmund, this pre-Adamite group had apparently arrived here from another planet in our solar system that was no longer hospitable. They arrived here approximately 55,000 to 65,000 years ago and began to create hybrids of their species and the developing human population. What we now see as Antarctica was the seemingly mythical lost island of Atlantis. The Buwachi map from 1754 depicts accurate subglacial topography of Antarctica. No one in modern times even saw the continent itself until 1820. Insiders tell us the Buwachi and other maps were copied over from ancient scrolls in the Vatican Library. The Earth shifted on its rotational axis, perhaps due to a nuclear war, and the water that inundated the continent quickly flash froze into a gigantic ice shelf. Sigmund stated that the hybrid survivors of this catastrophe, who were living on other continents at the time of the Great Flood, completely lost access to their ancient cities for over 10,000 years. These beings then began to breed with the human populations in the regions they were stationed in at the time of the disaster. So it's not like the ruins were protected in some sort of dome under the ice and left undamaged. They are all trashed up, I assume, but there are still things in there that can be pulled out. Are any of the buildings in a fairly undamaged condition? They were all flattened, crushed, or knocked over by the events that flash froze the area. They have tons of trees, plants, and wildlife frozen in place, like they were put on pause. They are also finding many pre-Adamite bodies. I expected that everything would have been thoroughly smashed unless there were some very unique conditions. There will be a whole lot of giant animals, sloths, mastodons, toxodons, turtles, and what have you. The biosphere was very different then.
Well, champs, this has been an amazing exploration of bases in Antarctica, both acknowledged and secret alike. It is quite amazing to hear David Wilcock describe both the ancient aspect and modern use of bases on the continent. What will be uncovered in years to come, only time will tell. If you're as interested as I am in Antarctica, take a look at the unique custom-designed range of items and t-shirts in the Brave Council store at the link below. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Brave Council.